When we think of the best performing drivers, we think of Callaway, we think of TaylorMade, we think of Titleist, Ping, PXG, Mizuno. Brands we don't necessarily think too much about, Vice Golf, Kirkland by COSTCO, Takomo Golf. In today's video, I have 3 of the best direct-to-consumer drivers of 2025 that money can buy. We're going to put them through the paces today, see just how they perform out on the golf course, and we're going to discuss some numbers as well. That's going to go for miles, that one. Not just numbers as in ball speed, spin rate, distance, carry, price, because I think that is where this video may well catch you and may well keep you. So without any further ado, let's go. So guys, as you can see, I'm not going to lie here, 3 heavyweights in the golfing world in my eyes. A lot of people may not think about a Costco Kirkland driver, may just walk into Costco for toilet roll, for barbecue goods, and of course for a child's play set, which we ended up getting. Bob needs a TV as well, so there's that. But if you've got all your stuff in bulk that you need, like your ketchup and everything else, toothpaste is a good one, and deodorant. The Costco driver, I think, you can beat that out, is a fantastic driver for the money. And I've been testing this for a couple of years now. This isn't a new 2025 driver, but it's still current. You can still go and buy it. Still save yourself a lot of money. It's running around kind of £200. We're going to hit some down a couple of holes here, discuss how these drivers perform, and see just how good they can be. That is the Tiger line on this par 5. And that's going to take some beating from our friends at Vice Golf and of course Takomo. Now we talk about these 2 brands, which driver could you see yourself having? Because I was going to do this video just comparing these 2, and when I was getting them out of the garage, the Kirkland poked its head up and I was like, come on then, jump in the car, we'll take you with us. I think we'll go with Vice first, because this is a pretty new driver from Vice. This is the VGD1, and as you can see, Vice Golf Driver 01. I think the name could be better.
This is one with a nice head.
Oh, look at this. I don't know why it took me so long to show you that. That is a forged carbon. Now, usually you'd have triaxle carbon on the roof of a driver, because forged carbon you'd have on the sole because it's a thicker carbon. So like it can be more integrated with the ground if you slam it on the deck. However, I'd say this is the best looking driver I've ever seen from the playing position. You look at the shaft and you might think, oh, Vice Golf shaft, that looks a bit like it could be rubbish. 100% carbon there. However, engineered by Aldila. So you can see they've really got the big guns in here, and they've really done their due diligence with R&D, which if you're gonna release any kind of golf club to the public, you have to do that. Vice, of course, started making golf balls, moved into irons. They do a great package set as well, and now we have the VGD1 driver. Can it get past that Kirkland driver? Because that is the Tiger line over these trees. Wow. They're carbon copies of each other, aren't they? Look at that carbon, lots of carbon here. Funnily enough, you look at all 3 of these drivers, and we do have quite similar technology. So all 3 of these drivers are designed to be pretty forgiving. We look at the Vice and the Kirkland here, 2 carbon crowns, 2 very different carbon crowns. I do like the multi-material design on the Vice. I think it just separates it nicely. The Kirkland looks more like a Callaway, not an Elite. Do you remember the Epic?
Yeah.
Callaway Epic driver. And now we throw the Takomo there. You can see another carbon crown, but this time it's triaxle, but it's a matte carbon crown. So very interesting how all these brands are still utilising modern day technology by allowing you to put that kind of discretionary weight wherever you want it in the head, but 3 totally different ways of doing it. Now, Takomo. We know that Takomo have made fantastic irons for quite some time. They ventured into the prototype driver market with the Ignis D1, christened the Cowbell by Chris. It was okay. I personally didn't like it. Chris loved it, kept it in the bag for a long time. I think like this is a step up. I feel like it's a very, very good step up. We've got an adjustable sleeve, and we've of course got a 3-way adjustable weighting system there. Very similar to like a PXG kind of weighting track on the back. Now we have 2 difficult shots to beat there. Let's see what the Takomo can do. Ventus Fujikura shaft in here, so again, a nice premium component. And that is 3 for 3 on this par 5 that could be absolutely phenomenal, couldn't it? Did you see that ball flight? Can you see it around the corner? I can't see it. And that was probably a few millimetres away from being perfect, a little bit out the heel, but it was nice and high out the face, so it should generate that nice low spin, which we're going to try and get from these D2C brands. For me, if I can hit these drivers just out the high toe, we're going to see a little bit of a drop in spin, but a nice maintained ball speed because of all that discretionary weight that we spoke about. I'm enjoying this a lot more than I would be like a big name comparison, because you could buy all 3 of these for the price of 1, which is wild, isn't it? Crazy. Crazy, Bob.
Crazy!
Okay, so we have the Kirkland, which was a golf ball number 4, we have the Vice, which was the ball number 3, and the Takomo was a ball number 1. That's the Takomo because we could see it. This is the number 3 ball, which means that this over here is the number 4 ball. Now, very, very good performance on all of those shots there, to be honest. We've taken the corner on the par 4 quite nicely. Bobby, that is a ball number... Ooh! You could have done better than that. Well, what ball number is it? No, show them. That's why I threw it at you. So that means that is a number 1. I'm going to say here that, I mean, yeah, the Takomo's won 'cause it's in the fairway, but that could have just taken a much better bounce. It was a little bit higher launching. Let's continue this because I feel like there's some really good value to be had here. Just for the naysayers, Bob. Oh, that was on the end of your fingers as well, wasn't it?
It was not on a great day.
Do we have a Sharpie? I was going to write a big T and a big C and a big V. Hold your horses, Bob. I'm sorting out my stuff. Gives a sec, Bob. Rushing me because you want your bloody ramen or whatever. Right. That was a very interesting first hole, and I do think there's some great value to be had. Should we go the opposite way? So we'll go Takomo first this time. So a lot of people will be screaming, shouting, James, how on earth can you do this test without putting the same shaft in all the drivers? Now that's one of the probably negatives of buying a D2C product. You can only get what shafts are available. So such as this Takomo, you can get Ventus Fujikura shafts in here. The Vice obviously does come with their own Vice Aldila shaft, and the Costco actually comes with, I remember seeing this and thinking, how good is this? An even flow Riptide shaft. So it's a 6.0 stiff 60 gram. They're all kind of 60 gram. They're all a very, very similar shaft, just their own make on it. So be interested to see just what happens here. Now we've come on a forward tee here because a good shot can get past those 2 bunkers, can't it? So we'll try and have a bit of a blast into the wind a little bit. So a different proposition. Try and pump it towards those bunkers and just have some nice golf swings. Oh, that's just come out like an absolute knuckleball, hasn't it? Straight up the right side of the fairway. It's taken a kick, so that's now in the rough. That's a missed fairway with the Takomo, but it is past the bunkers when we talk about distance. And you can see here that strike location was moved more centred. I must have just cut across it a little bit to put that element of fade on it. I'm quite happy with that as a shot though. I wouldn't be dissatisfied with that. I'm going to go Kirkland now for the second shot. Try and hit a similar drive, but then obviously keep it in play a little bit more. Which one do you prefer the look of, Bob? I think the Vice on top is better than any driver I've ever seen.
Vice on top.
That is the perfect ball flight. Is it over that bunker? It's taken a skip. It is, isn't it? To be able to control this ball flight with a driver that you literally go, and I say this joke every time I do a video on a Costco product, next to the toilet roll. Crazy, absolutely crazy. And the irons are good as well. I don't know where they are with the lawsuit with TaylorMade. Quite an interesting one to keep on top of. Now the Vice one, they do a VGD1 Plus, which is a little bit of a kind of lower spin model. It is more expensive, so I think this could be the nice sweet spot. It does have a little bit more kind of face tech in there as well, but this does have that lovely kind of laser traced face, and of course we've mentioned the crown. All of these drivers feature an adjustable neck, which I think is a really, really nice little addition, because if you've bought it online and you want to change the trajectory a little bit, loft up or loft it down. Just a certain dominance on the tee there, that's all. Right, come on. Certainly room for improvement on the other two, but the Kirkland was good. Oh, how good is that? That is absolutely... Go on, miss the bunker then. Oh, has that just caught the bunker, the Vice? I think it does depend on the bounce, doesn't it? But that's certainly the best strike we've hit out of the 3 out of any of the shots we've hit. Maybe an unlucky bounce to get into the bunker there. Let's go up and see where they are. Amazing how they all sound totally different as well. Sound-wise, I'm a big fan of this. I think the acoustics they've worked with it's really good. The Takomo is better than the prototype, if anyone did get that. And the Kirkland sounds like a really premium driver. Could the Kirkland win this?
Could do.
It was in the garage earlier, it wasn't even going to come out. Crazy. Right, I feel harsh here. The Vice has caught the bunker. I do think it's dependent on the bounce. The Costco, we've got like 30 yards into this par 4. We have come off the forward tee, but I wanted to see if we could get over it. Obviously we can. Takomo's just here in the right-hand rough, so I'm going to give one to the Costco here. So the Takomo's won one, the Costco's won one. The Vice, I think, has just been desperately unlucky there because I loved the feel and the sound of it. Let's go down this 18th hole and see which one can come out the victor. I'm going to talk some numbers as well because let's face it, you can stand here all day and hit them, and really we just want to see what kind of ball speeds we are generating for that cut price. Okay guys, so we took the Kirkland, the Vice and the Takomo onto the 18th tee here at Woolley Park Golf Club to test them for numbers with our GolfSon Wave launch monitor. Now I do like doing this from time to time because we get to see the actual ball flights and see where the ball's finished, and of course gather those all important numbers as well. So one of the big things for me when testing these golf clubs for numbers is thinking about just how important it is to think about the value of these drivers and how much we paid. Are these fantastic drivers for the money? Are they fantastic drivers in general? And should we be thinking about how good do these drivers have to be, or do they just have to not be rubbish, which I often think is really important. You can see straight away that we are generating some really good distance numbers here, and I actually put a bit of a display on, which I wasn't anticipating myself, but I hit some really nice shots down this 18th fairway. I also think it's a lot more realistic because we are still aiming not to lose golf balls when testing like this. So you can see the Kirkland provided us some lovely numbers there. We will go through all of them at the end. And now you can see we're onto the Vice. The first shot with the Vice wasn't that good, but still carried around that kind of 250 mark. And moving on from there, we got some really nice shots up towards that 260, 270 yard carry, which I do quite like for a driver of this value. Quite often when we're testing more expensive drivers like this, I get that kind of 275 carry. And for me, that's what I just expect with a really expensive driver. Now moving on to the Takomo, quite an interesting setup with this one, because I do find the Takomo, you can get some really nice low spin shots out there. So you can see straight away a drive pitching around that kind of 260 mark again there, and just some really nice shots. Really happy with the shots we were getting, and even a kind of 270-ish carry there with the Takomo driver. So for me, really interesting numbers here. That was a really good shot. I remember hitting that down that right hand side of the fairway, and again pitching well over that kind of 265 mark. So when we do start to look at all of these numbers, you will start to see that they were very similar. The spin rates varied a little bit, ball speeds were all within a couple of miles an hour of each other, and realistically the winner here is, you can see just how close together all these balls were for front to back dispersion and even left to right dispersion. But really, I think you will get a good driver for value for money on this test. If you have a look at all the numbers, ball speeds very consistent, spin rates vary a little bit, but even those distances are all within just a couple of yards of each other. And I think really it's just a case of what you like the look of, how much do you want to spend, and are you maybe brand loyal to a Kirkland, to a Takomo, or even to a Vice. Okay, so far the Kirkland driver, which does come in at probably 80-90 pounds less than the Vice and the Takomo, is performing pretty well. And I always do think of the Kirkland driver whenever I look at potentially buy a second-hand driver or something like that. I think, well, it has to perform better than the driver next to the potted peas. Potted peas? Podded peas. No? Peas come in a pod, don't they? Anyway, let's go Kirkland. Kirkland, I haven't gone first. Now, we're on the 17th hole, and as you can tell from this aerial footage, tough. A very difficult driving hole. It does sweep left to right a bit. There's a big lake. Luckily enough, there's no water in there, so we shouldn't be getting it. But it's a narrow fairway, and it's a long hole as well, measuring 430 yards into the wind, properly into the wind this time. Can we control these ball flights? Kirkland driver in hand. Oh, that is so good. Just keep cutting a bit. That could just kick into the lake, and it has. Now, in regards to the ball flight there, I actually really enjoyed that. It didn't cut as much as I would have liked to, but it's held its line. That's one of them stupid things where you aim at a hazard and try and fade it off. And if I was giving a playing lesson to somebody there as a PJ member, I'd be like, what on earth are you doing? But I've tried to do it and I've failed. Now, Vice. I think this is the wolf in sheep's clothing. Because I think a lot of people would immediately go for the VGD1 Plus because it's a little bit more expensive. But the way this thing can perform and the way it looks, I think it really is a nice middle ground driver for loads of golfers out there. I mean, I'm hitting this good, and this is supposed to be the high spin, mega forgiving one. Right, let's aim more central. That's exactly the same, isn't it? Look at that. They are absolutely bang next to each other, but that one wasn't the best. That one wasn't the best strike. So it goes to show how forgiving this can be. You know what I like about all these drivers? They're not mainstream. Like if you turn up with any of these on the first tee, it's a bit of a conversation starter. People know you've got a bit about you. You've not just kind of waltzed into Dick's Sporting Goods and gone, get me the latest Callaway, or I'll have that QI35. You've gone, you know what? I could spend that amount of money, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to. I'm gonna save the money. I'm gonna have lessons with it. I'm gonna play some golf with it, spend it on green fees, and just enjoy yourself. What would you spend the money on, Bob? Food? Food, yeah. Right, Takomo Ignis D1. I feel like I have learnt from the other two drives there, but to be able to hit that drive with a driver that, look at that go now. That's just absolutely miles down there. I thought these guys could only make irons, but it turns out they can make a good driver as well. Let's get down there and see where they've all finished, because I feel like this test is certainly a test for the people. I know there'll be a lot of people in the comments saying, oh no, another Takomo review. Just don't watch, just go away, I don't care. So, Takomo in the fairway, really good drive. Like I said, do feel like I probably learnt a little bit from the first two drives, aimed a bit further right, the balls didn't move in the air. And two of the other shots here, just banging the hazard, to be honest, and still a good distance, just didn't probably aim where I wanted to, or didn't get the movement on them. So all in all there, I think we've got three fantastic options for people to test in 2025. I do feel like the Kirkland's still relevant. I feel like maybe the hype's gone behind it, but the good thing is they're all in stock now. They're stacking them to the roof in Costco in Sheffield where I live, and the one in Leeds as well. So if you're in the UK, you can get them. I know you can in the US as well. Takomo driver, brand new in stock. You can go and get hold of them. And of course, the Vice drivers in stock on their website as well. So guys, go and check them out, see which one works for you. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these drivers. Thank you so much for your time once again. I look forward to seeing you all at the same time tomorrow. Should we go and eat, Bob?
Starving.
I'm so hungry.